American Academy Larnaca, a school full of history, 117 years old. But with all these years, with one motto, to grow and to serve. Something which we all the graduates, I believe, we carried forward from the day we graduated. The same it was what I did. After my graduation from the American Academy, I joined my father's business. At that time, it was a small quarry. But fast forward until today, we run the largest quarry group in Cyprus. We have 3 aggregate quarries and 1 gypsum quarry. We have a construction and demolition recycling plant and a holistic laboratory. We are, yes, the largest in Cyprus, but one of the biggest players also in Europe. This, it has to do with to grow, now to serve. To serve, I served also the American Academy. As a member of the board, I was from 2011 until 2017. The last 2 years, I was privileged to be the chairman of this board. Unfortunately, from one side, but thank that I was there, it was the time of the crisis, where I used my business knowledges that I managed to gather all in my experience as a businessman. And it was in my time that, maybe it was the first time, but it was in my time that me, together with my board, we decided to proceed and bring experts, consultants, in order to tell us what to do. I remember specifically the first meeting which I was chairing. I told to the board members, my expertise are in quarries. I know about quarries. We had lawyers, we had bankers, we had people working in the government. Does anybody have expertise regarding education? Nobody. So we decided to bring in consultants, and we followed their directives, and we managed to turn around the school. We proceeded in 14, I remember, redundancies at that time, which was around $500,000 saving. And this is what saved the school during the crisis, and we are here today again celebrating now the 50 years of the Alumni Foundation. But to serve, for myself, it doesn't stop here. I am chairman of the Cyprus Aggregates Producer Association since 2013. I used to be the vice chair for many years before. But in 2021, in June 2021, I was elected to be the president of the European Aggregates Association, UEPG, a huge organization based in Brussels. We have offices right opposite the European Parliament. It represents all the European countries. Actually, the associations of the European countries are members of the European Association. And we are talking about 26,000 quarries under the umbrella of the association around the whole Europe. A production of around 3 billion tons, which, if we make it into money, we're talking about more than 30 billion euros activities. And I have the privilege to chair this association now. And in order, because numbers always speak the truth, Cyprus has only 24 quarries. 26,000 quarries is the whole European industry. We are not even 1 over 1,000, and we managed, as Cyprus, to get the presidency of this huge organization. American Academy, I was actually involved in the American Academy twice in my life, with in two different positions. Firstly, as a student, I was in the American Academy from 1981 until 1988. And then I came back at the difficult times from 2011 until 2017 in order to serve at the board, and the last 2 years being also the chairman of the board. And I have a mixed feeling of that presence of me in the board. From one side, it was a difficult times and we had to save the school, but from the other side, I was there to give the farewell speech to several teachers that I had during when I was a student, because it happened for them to retire during that time. And for me, it was a privilege to give that farewell speech to them and to thank them one more time for what they offer and what they served the school so many years, and they offer to the community of Larnaca in general.
Να πούμε τζάλα μετά. Ναι. Κάνετε μια μπάση έτσι να το συντάξετε. χρηματοπιστωτικών. Να δούμε τι σημαίνει Ακαδημία για εσάς.
American Academy is a big story. I believe for everybody that passed from this school. As we say, it teaches us how to learn. And we learn a lot in this school. We learn how to study, and we learn how to overcome difficulties. We learn how to be optimistic. We learn how not to never give up. And because of this, when my students, my daughters, it was a time for them to go to the high school, what school to choose other than the American Academy. So after me, my daughters graduated also from this school. They are also members of the alumni, and I'm sure that my grandchildren as well will be at this school.
Με δικά σας λόγια, όπως το νιώθετε εσείς, όπως το κάνετε εσείς, γιατί εν πράξη δική σας.
3, 2, 1.
American Academy is since 1908, but since 1973 is governed by its graduates, by the Alumni Foundation. I believe it is unique in Cyprus and maybe one of the little in Europe. There is no shareholder behind in order to take back any profits. So whatever surpluses are being reinvested in the education, American Academy serves its students, serves the community, but at the same time it needs its graduates, it needs the alumni, because as we served at our times in the board as alumni, I'm sure that young people, new generations, they have new ideas. The school needs everybody. And the older generation, which we are, but also we need the younger generation, because the school will be here for another 100 years, definitely, and even more.